Based in Wembley, northwest London, the East Lane Theatre Club is a company with a rich history, dating back to 1936. And the club looks set to be around for a very long time to come, having literally dug their own foundations. Artistic Director Brian Hurricane and Chairman Jenny Looms tell us more.
East Lane Dramatic Society has quite a long history. It was originally linked to East Lane School, which is not far away from here. A group of pupils put together a small group, started to put on plays, and then the war intervened.
Most of them thought the club would never get back together again, but it did. 1946 they reformed. They started performing at church halls and schools, probably only doing one night's performance, rehearsed for 6 weeks and do one night's performance. The club developed then over the years. We went into a church hall and we then upped it to 3 performances.
And then the church hall decided that they were going to, or the church decided they were going to pull down the hall, and we had to find a new venue.
So we decided, we asked the council, could we build a building here? We already had a small one. Got permission, came down and built it, and it was just a basic building, like some of the Fringe Theatre, very small theatre. That was passed. We started raising funds.
We had sort of open days and poetry readings. We managed to get some funding from elsewhere, and we also did lots of things which were sponsored. So if you look around in the auditorium, you'll see all the seats, for example, are sponsored by various people. We
bought a whole load of old seats from the cinema, had them recovered. We took a year off to get the theatre ready, and our first production was in 1990, an Alan Ayckbourn play, and from then we've just grown.
The actual part of the theatre that you're standing in today was made possible because we had a donation from a member, an associate member. We hadn't realised what an important part East Lane Theatre Club was to this person's life. His name was Sid Lee. He used to come along and watch all the shows. He used to come down on Sunday mornings. He'd ring up and he'd say, "Is the coffee on?" And so we'd say, "Yes, coffee is on, Sid." "Coming along," and he'd bring a packet of biscuits, and he'd sit down there and eat biscuits on a Sunday morning, and that was it. And then, sadly, he died. And he left us what was for us a vast sum of money, which enabled us to build this extension onto the theatre, where we've got our wardrobe, props room. So, yes.
Can you do that bit again? Because I didn't. Yeah.
Sorry, John, when she's playing that scene in the chair, can you come forward? Because she's playing everything upstage, okay. You can't see her face. Okay. About there, just a bit more, about there, okay.
Well, I've always been interested in amateur dramatics. I did it at university, but I hadn't had a chance to do it for quite a while because of work and things like that. And then I got involved doing it with another group, and then somebody in that group told me about East Lane.
I looked around for a good club to join, and East Lane was recommended to me, and I only lived 10 minutes away, so I came to see a show here. I was impressed with what I saw, and I've been a member ever since.
I got involved in Amdram through my sister, who actually worked in a shop in Brent Cross with somebody who was performing in a show here. They needed somebody to help out on the technical side, and so I sort of got roped in. Then the person here who was doing technicals left, and so I've been doing it ever since. I've been doing it now for 15 years here.
In fact, I think if we have more than one box of matches, we don't have to do any resetting at all.
Well, I think they could be in the cabinet from the word go.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do we keep money coming in? We put on shows that our audience enjoy. They come and see it, and that is how we fund our theatre. That's it. We don't generally need to do anything else, for which we realise that we are very, very lucky. So we're self-funding. We keep a close look on our ticket prices, we keep a close eye on our expenditure, our membership fees. We fund ourselves.
With the paper thing on it.
One of the great lines of the theatre. We tend to do a mixture of plays, and we've done some high-class plays. Arthur Miller, All My Sons, Death of a Salesman. We've done Alan Bennett. We've done Joe Orton. We've done Noel Coward. So they are shows that the average people who go to the theatre would want to see. But we tend to try and have a mixture during the season. And we do try and do a play for ourselves, something which is a bit challenging.
Well, the clip isn't wrong, it's the height of the lamp.
Yes, but if we have a metal rod across there.
Unless we were to have some tassels and we just pulled on the tassels, but we've still got the problem of how we get it on. Anyway, sound people, can we have you all here, please?
Well, I'm stage managing this production, and what that means is that my job is really to realise the director's vision.
Danny, tell us when you're ready. Let's try that again.
Once the show actually starts, then it really is a management job. It's about making sure that everything happens as and when it should, and that everybody's in place doing what they should be doing. That includes the actors, and it includes the backstage crew.
I need 2 more voices. Andrew Maddock, get yourself down here.
We're very fortunate, obviously, by having our own theatre, and we're the sole users of this theatre. So we will basically build the set on stage while they're rehearsing, fundamentally. We build every Sunday morning. The stage is 24 feet wide by 15 feet deep, but you lose 3 feet either side, so actually the stage itself is 18 feet wide from between the cross arch and 15 feet deep. We really are missing a flight out here. We're in fact missing height generally, so even for the front of house lighting, etc., could all do with being a lot higher to come in steeper and give us a better throw. When we try and get around this, we've used roll-up scenery, and we've effectively flown scenery by hanging it flat up a ceiling and hinging it down. But in reality, there's nothing that beats having double the height of the stage that you can hide everything up in.
Michael, don't go right out for that bit. We said we'd change it. Okay, we're going to have coffee now. Thank you very much. This season we're doing 4 shows. It's a 9-week rehearsal period, Mondays and Thursdays each week. We meet on Sunday mornings to do the set, and it's 18 rehearsals in all, plus a technical outcast, a technical woodcast, and then the 7 nights of performance spread over 2 weeks.
We do find it difficult in certain age ranges. And strangely enough, that changes. A few years ago, we had very few youngsters, people below the age of 30. Now, we've got lots of people under the age of 30, lots of people above a certain age, which I won't even insult them by mentioning. But the middle age range, the sort of 40-year-olds, we're very, very low on, and that puts quite a lot of pressure on the people that we do have. So if there is anybody out there who is interested in joining, any age, we'd love to see you. We will welcome you with open arms.
Being involved in East Lane Theatre, it feeds my passion for the theatre. Obviously, there's a great deal of comradeship involved. It's great to be with people who are like-minded and are interested in the theatre generally.
It really is a club, and I think we're very lucky in that we have our own theatre, we have our own bar, so it has a very good social element to it as well, which I enjoy.
There's a great mix of people. You can never fail to come in and laugh at something, and it's just nice to have, have something that not all my friends are involved with, and something different, and that is just part of me that I enjoy.
Being part of this society means a lot for me now, because I've retired from work, been retired some time. I joined in 1976. I love the acting side of it, and I've been very much involved in the progress of the theatre, and it fills my time. Okay guys, another 3 minutes and we're on.
In this production I'm doing costumes, which is my first attempt at doing costumes, and it has to be said it's been interesting, but I'm enjoying it. I think one of the main things is making sure that people are comfortable in what they're wearing, that it's right for the character, that the colours are right.
Great.
Oh yeah, the blouse. I like the blouse. I'm sure that is fine. That's nice. So we try and get as much as possible from the costumes we have, which can be donations that people have cleared out, or things that have just been found in various people's homes. Also having a look around some charity shops. If people have got anything at home that's right, we use that.
You've got black trousers?
Yeah.
Have you got a tan or a fawn trousers?
No, I mainly deal in jeans. So.
Well, we're not having jeans. Okay, guys, we're going back now.
Generally, you use whatever lighting you can get. We rarely hire. We've got most of our own lights, which actually cuts down the production costs. A lot of it's fairly old, so pattern 23s, pattern 123s type lamps. We've got a couple of new LED lights. They're not really bright enough yet, but they're so flexible and they're so low energy and no heat, which is great for a small theatre. We've got a 088 Illusion 120, which is far more complicated than most of the time we need. If we do a musical, it's a superb desk. If we're doing a straight play, there might only be 4 or 5 cues throughout the entire show. We have 24 dimming channels in the theatre, which isn't enough. We have a very low theatre, which means we have a great problem in trying to separate front and back of stage, which is quite challenging when it comes to actually lighting, and certainly on productions where you want to try and create areas of darkness.
A favourite production? I'd have to think about that.
I did like The Heiress because I love costume dramas. I also loved Out of Order, which was absolutely hilarious, and obviously the last play we put on, which was See How They Run, which was also very, very funny.
I think I've got great affection for the first play that I ever directed here, because you always remember the first one you direct, and it was very successful. It was Tartuffe by Molière.
I think the part that I have enjoyed playing most was the part of Doreen in Tartuffe. I adored that part. It's absolutely wonderful.